How's it going, guys? Today we are checking out what might be my most hyped LEGO set in at least the time that I've been back into LEGO. I have not been this excited for a LEGO set really ever, and I'm pretty sure the only one that's going to top this is the rumored, or I guess leaked UCS AT-AT coming out. But this is here, we have it, it is on my desk, or I guess the coffee table, but it's going to be on my desk in a minute. And yeah, I'm going to kind of fly through this part of the review because I am very excited to get this thing built. As you can see in the front of the box, you have the Daily Bugle logo. You have the building, obviously the set there with all 24, 25 something minifigures. Got a nice look at everything on here, from the minifigs down to the newsstand, to the cab, to I'm not going to bother going through all the little details and stuff. I'll do that during the build portion of the review. But down here we do have the 18 plus marker with set number 76178 with 3,772 pieces. This set does retail for $300 also, I forgot to mention that. On the side of the box, you do get a nice look at what the interior looks like when you pull off the front walls, along with the little Spider-Mobile, Spider Buggy there. On the top of the box, you have all of the minifigures that come with the set. I'm not going to go through them right now, but if you did feel like it, you can pause it and take a look at everyone that does come in this set. But yeah, I'm going to get over the specifics and show you nice looks at all of them when the box is open and the set is built. But you do have all of them here, along with the scale Spider-Man and of course the LEGO and Marvel logos. On the back of the box here, you get a very nice look at the back of the set here. You get the whole back of the building. You get the kind of different floors with the fact that it is a modular set by all, definitions. So you can pull each floor apart very easily, and you can actually pull the front-facing walls off to really get a nice look at the inside of the building. Down here you have the height and width of the set. Yeah, it's massive. This thing's a giant. This is 32 inches high and 9.8 inches deep and wide. And I won't go into too much detail here, but you do get a few nice looks at the interior of the set on the side of the box here. I don't know if I've ever been this excited at this portion of a video, so I'm going to get this thing ripped open and built, and then I'll review it right after that. Alright, getting first to the minifigures. Yeah, there are really that many. This is not like the entire 2021 wave of Spider-Man set minifigures. These all come with the Daily Bugle. There are 25 minifigures in this set, and all of them are sitting here before you. There are way too many for me to do my usual line them up and then mention who they are and then turn them around and then show you the second face print and the back print and everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to individually, one by one, quick fire each individual minifigure, show you the front and back, move on to the next one, show you the second face print, all that fun stuff. But I had to have a group shot of everyone because wow, look at this. Come on, that's amazing. Alright, obviously first we're going to be taking a look at Spider-Man himself. This is the nice new one that comes with arm printing, and he looks fantastic. On the back, you of course get a nice back print, and the back of his head does have that webbing design. Next up, you have Venom, who has all of these nice tendrils and tentacles and different appendages coming off of him. He has a nice torso print with the spider logo, and he just looks fantastic. I somehow have a tattoo of this guy on my arm, and this is my first minifig of him. I don't know how I've gone this long without getting one, but that is finally corrected, and I have one now. And of course, in the back, you just get a lot more tendril action from him. Next up, you get the other symbiote that comes in the set with Carnage, and you have more bladed-looking tendrils and appendages, much like his power set in anything he shows up in, comics, cartoons, games, everything. And his print is fantastic. This, aside from the tendrils on his hands, is the same Carnage that does come in the Ghost Rider and Spider-Man vs. Carnage set that came out earlier this year. And much like Venom, you do have a nice, piece holding those tendrils on, but Carnage does actually have a print on the back of his head for some more of those black tendrils, veins on the back of his head. Next up, you got Peter Porker, also known as Spider-Ham. A lot of people found out about this guy for the first time in the Into the Spider-Verse movie, and I am very happy to see him in this set. I think it's a great inclusion. I'm very happy to have this minifigure. On the back, you can even see that the spider logo is actually a spider pig, which is just fantastic. Next up, you got Spider-Gwen, or as she is for some reason called now, Ghost Spider. I agree that it's stupid to have your real name in your superhero name, but we've had Spider-Gwen for so long, it's weird to change it. Whatever. The piece looks great, the minifigure looks awesome. She and Miles both have a web that they're shooting. It's the same build. You will see that when we get to Miles as well. No second face print on her, but the back of her costume there does look awesome. And as you can see, we have Miles Morales, and he does have the same web build as Gwen back there. This is the same Miles that came in the mech earlier this year, the $10 mech that people only bought for this figure. It's a great looking figure. He's got the costume underneath with the hoodie on top and the nice dual molded legs down there. And while he doesn't really have a second face, if for some reason you don't want to have the hood on, he does have that webbing like Spider-Man does on the back of his head, and you do have the logo on the back of his sweatshirt there. Next up, you of course have Doc Ock with a very mean set of arms. These are completely posable. You can twist them and turn them any way you like. Very cool build. It was a little bit repetitive, but the final result is just fantastic. He's got a great face print. He's got a great torso print. Very, very nice looking look. A very great look for a very iconic villain. And he does have a more serious, less maniacal face as his second face option. Next up, we got Gwen Stacy out of costume as Ghost Spider or Spider-Gwen. This is her just in her normal street clothes. And it's very cool that they did give us kind of the alter egos of a lot of the iconic heroes in the set. It's very cool to have that. And you can see she does have a much more focused face as her second face print on the back there. Next up, we have Mysterio, and I'm sure, I think this does come in multiple other sets, but this is my first Mysterio minifig, and I gotta say, it is fantastic. The cape is really nice, the helmet piece is really, really cool looking, and of course, they did a great job on the torso print. No second face on him, as he doesn't even have a first face, but the back does have a print, even though it is covered up by the cape, so nice attention to detail there by Lego. Next up, we have the Sandman here, and he does have a very, very cool looking, I guess, leg piece, but that is very cool, dual molded with the darker sand in the middle there, and his torso print there does have kind of sand going up it, and his right arm is completely made out of sand already. He does not have a second face print, but the torso print on the back is very cool looking. The back of this leg piece, I guess to call it again, is the same as the front. And they do have this really cool build to extend him, and it looks like he's kind of coming out of the pavement there and busting it up with a nice little sand tornado. So that's very, very cool. Here we have the Green Goblin, who is not currently on his glider, which is busting through the wall of the Daily Bugle, but that is where he will be on display. But here he is without the glider. He looks great, great leg, torso, and face print there, and he's got his little satchel full of bombs and everything. Great back print as well, and the face print for his second face is nice and angry looking. Here we have Peter Parker out of costume, instead of in his Spider-Man costume, of course. He has a nice little like satchel bag. He's got his red jacket on, blue jeans, looking kind of like Fry from Futurama. Second face print is much more in distress, much more concerned. And this is probably right before he suits up as Spider-Man to save the day, but this is when he, as Peter Parker, is, you know, reacting. Here we have Robbie Robertson, who is a Daily Bugle editor, and it's cool that we got a lot of kind of filler characters in this set, like a lot of like characters that a lot of people don't know about. It's not just heroes and villains. We just have characters that live in this world and work at this building. So it's very cool to actually flesh out this set with characters like Robbie here. He's got a great looking face print, great looking sweater, great looking green pants. No back print on the torso there, but he does have another nice second face. Now taking a look at Black Cat, this is the first of a few iconic heroes and villains and anti-heroes, whatever you want to call Black Cat. Now moving on to Black Cat, the first of a few characters in this set, who is actually the first time we've ever gotten an official minifig of this character. This is the first time we've ever gotten a Black Cat minifigure, and they killed it. She looks great. She looks awesome. The face print is great. The torso looks awesome. The dual molded legs, and of course you do have her whip and diamond that she had stolen. You have a much more angry, kind of like mid-fight face for her on her second face print. Back of the torso looks awesome as well. Next we have Betty Brant. Great looking torso print, great looking face print. And she also comes with a nice looking second face print. Of course, in any Daily Bugle set, you gotta have a J. Jonah Jameson. He's a great looking minifigure. This is a very nice yelling about Spider-Man face here. He's holding his pen. Great looking torso print with his kind of like dress vest on without a suit over it. You can see his shirt sleeves coming out of the side. Minimal printing on the back of the torso, but that second face print is just priceless. You have the web covering his mouth, which I'm sure is something Peter always wants to do as Spider-Man. Next up, you have a very frightened looking Aunt May. She's got a plate full of cookies, which is funny, and she's got a nice little sweater print there on for her torso print. And for her second face print, you do have a much less terrified face, but I figured with the state of the Daily Bugle, it was worth it to have her she deserves to be a little terrified. I think it's proper reaction. Here we have another first for LEGO minifigures. This is the first Blade figure LEGO has ever officially produced, and he looks fantastic. I'm kind of surprised they didn't give him a hairpiece. I'm not very familiar with the character. I've seen all the movies, and I've seen the, I've read a few comics that he was in. I always remember him having kind of short hair, but I don't remember him ever being bald, I don't think. But either way, the character looks great. The face print looks awesome. Torso's great. On the back, you can see this really cool sword holder piece there. He, of course, doesn't have a second face print as he is bald, and you would just see that on the back of his head. But this is a very cool character, and for LEGO's first Blade, they knocked it out of the park. Here we have another first for LEGO with the Punisher, and this is a character that I'm not surprised has never been made as a kid's toy. He is definitely not a super family-friendly character, especially if you watch the Netflix show, but they did a great job turning him into a minifigure. Torso print looks great. I love this face print with the angry look and the band-aid over the eyebrow, and the dual molded legs and the guns, they all look great. You have a nice, kind of happier, kind of cocky looking second face print there, and the torso print, of course, is on the back, and you have a nice continuation of his utility belt there. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but this is Ben Urich. I'm not sure. It's U-R-I-C-H. I'm not familiar with how to pronounce that name, but he is in the set and looks very good. This is another Daily Bugle reporter, and great character. Looks great. Torso print looks good. Face print looks good. And yeah, I'm a big fan. And of course, you do have another expression on the back, and the back of the torso also looks nice. Next up, you have Firestar, who is a mutant, and she is able to, she has fire powers. As far as I'm concerned, this is the first time we've ever gotten this character in LEGO. I'm not familiar with this character really at all from the comics or anything, but it's very cool to have her. I think she's a cool looking minifig, and especially up top with her, as you'll see in the set, she does have a trail of fire behind her, and it looks like she's flying, so she looks awesome in the set. Underneath that fiery hair, you do have a second face print as well. And we have yet another first for LEGO. This is the first official Daredevil minifigure ever produced, and he looks exactly as you would expect from LEGO. It looks awesome. It looks great. Great torso print, great face print. He's got the horns, kind of like the Black Panther minifig, similar to what you would see on like a Darth Maul minifigure as well, with just two. And he's got his two, I don't know the name of them, but his two sticks, whatever those weapons are called. I'm sure someone's going to flame me for that in the comics, but he's got him in the minifig form as well. And the torso print does extend to his back, and looks nice. Next up, you got Bernie, the cab driver. It's a little hard to see his face with that hat. Great looking minifig, you can look at this character and immediately know that he's a cab driver. He's definitely got that look to him. Great looking face print, great looking torso with the open hoodie there. The hat doesn't cover the back of his head, so he's just got the one face. And of course, the torso does extend the hoodie to the back. Next up, you got Amber Grant. Of course, you can't really see her face due to the hat. Looks awesome, looks great, great looking minifigure. I'm guessing she's the one that runs the newsstand. She definitely looks like someone that would be. She's definitely dressed for it. And the torso looks great. Everything on her looks awesome. On the back, you can see she does have a second face print, and the back does include that nice printed bag on her back. And last but not least, we have Ron Barney. I don't know who Ron Barney is, but he's in the set, and he looks good. And spinning him around so that sweater print does extend to the back of his torso, and it has a nice looking second face print. And moving past the minifigures, we have the taxi cab that comes in the set. It is a very traditional looking New York cab. It is very, very nice. Lots of very nice details on it. You have the nice lights up top with the sign. You have the stickers on the side. Very nice. It even has an exhaust pipe using a revolver, which is very funny. I am very, very impressed with this taxi cab. And of course, it is minifig compatible. I'm having some trouble getting the back windshield off, but you can just pop the roof off, slap a minifigure in there. I think you can only fit the driver, unfortunately, so he's probably not going to be making a lot of money. But very, very nice taxi. I'm very happy that they included that. I don't think anyone would have thought anything if they didn't include a taxi cab in this set, but they did, and I'm really happy that they did. It's really nice. And now getting to the Daily Bugle. I might need to change the camera angle a bit because this thing is pretty tall. As you can see, this thing is a monster of a set. It is 32 inches tall at the point of this antenna up here. It is, I really cannot express to you just how demanding of a set this is in person. It is massive. It is about twice the height of an average modular, but luckily, or not luckily, but like impressively by the designers, it doesn't overwhelm the city. Like out at the end of this video, I'll show you what the 2021 modular, the police station, looks like next to this. It doesn't overwhelm it because I think a big part of that is the fact that this is a very thin building. Halfway up, it does get significantly thinner, but even at its thickest point, it is, you know, there's space on each side of it. You know, this side has the newsstand and the fire escape, but there's still space on each side, so it's not like a giant set in every dimension. It's mostly just really tall. First things first, I'm going to show you the outside details and stuff, and then I'll take you on a tour of each individual level. On the outside, you obviously have the nice entrance, and this door here does slide open. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like an automatic sliding door. Very nice. You have two pots of flowers out front. You have a little fire hydrant. You have the newsstand here, and on the inside there, you can see there are other newspapers or magazines and I Heart New York license plates and stickers and shirts and stuff. Turning it around a bit more, you have the back of that with an AC on the back of that, newsstand, barrel, some boxes. You can see that this is actually compatible with the modulars, not just in size, but it does have the pins that all of the modular buildings do have, so you can get them to stick together. On the back, oh, also the fire escape can fold up like that if you would like, or you can have it drop all the way down. On the back, you have, you know, some like messed up, cracked pavement. I think that looks really nice. The back door here has some nice graffiti on it, as well as the exit do not block sign. There are two air conditioners, one there and one up here. And then these two dumpsters here do have garbage inside of them. One thing I do want to point out, the only piece of garbage I'll show you is the one that made me laugh hysterically. Oh, it's on the floor. They have a moldy little, I don't know if that's in focus, but they have a moldy hot dog. How amazing is that? Pretty nice here. If you're a fan of the comics, or especially the PS4 game, you can see that they do have a backpack for Peter webbed to the wall. It's pretty nice, like he hid that there. On this side, you have some cardboard boxes, a rat, and a little electrical box. These on this side are where the pins are for the modulars. and a New York sewer grate there. This hole in the wall looking thing here, if you just pull that off, it just kind of sits in place, and then you can have a nice view on the inside here. The reason for that is the front of this floor does not pop off like the other ones, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. But this does give you a nice look at the inside if you want a view that isn't just from the top. Moving on from the first floor, moving up to the second floor, you have a nice big screen out here. You have J. Jonah Jameson there, and he's talking about the clone epidemic out of control. And of course, over here you have Dr. Curt Connors and Miles Warren and the Scarlet Spider. You have a lot of is Spider-Man to blame in this set. Of course, this is the Daily Bugle. Over here you have another news story, and on this side you have a screen saying vote Osborn for mayor. So there are tons and tons of amazing little Easter eggs in this set that are like it floods this set how many Easter eggs there are, and it's very nice to see. Pretty much on the outside and the back and stuff, it's just more of the same. It's more of the fire escape. You can see they do have a little pin here to connect a wall climbing minifig if you would like. Moving up here, you do have a ledge, and this does open. There are some papers and stuff blocking the doorway, but you do have a nice little ledge there with a door with a light above it. You have a billboard up here, and it's pretty cool. It looks like the billboard is actually like peeling. Looks like it's been there for a while. And above that, you have the other air conditioner with another bird. This one actually has its own little nest. Moving back around to the front, you have the Green Goblin's glider here, smashing through the front of the building, and that just looks fantastic. I'm really happy they did something like that, because this definitely could have just looked like a massive, boring gray skyscraper with a bunch of glass, and having such a dynamic like set piece happening right in the middle really adds life to this set and really adds a lot of really nice detail and dimension to it. Moving up, you get more gray pieces and windows. Like I'm saying, they need stuff like that to break it up. I would have been happy with the set if they didn't have that, but the fact that they do is just unbelievable. You have the Spider-Mobile or Spider Buggy climbing up the wall there. It just kind of connects on with that piece there. I'm not gonna bother putting it back on because it's kind of a pain, but that is where that goes to kind of add a little bit more detail to the side. And moving all the way up here, you do have the Daily Bugle sign. The lettering is just beautiful. They did a very good job with that. You have the antenna. You have the fire, that's for Firestar right there, and I don't have her attached right now, obviously, but that is where she goes. This piece is on a ball joint, so it's fully posable. You can have her fly in any direction that you want, which is awesome. Spinning it around, you do see the other details on the roof, like the water tower having the same Green Goblin graffiti that's on the back door, as well as some Miles Morales graffiti. And since this is a modular set, this is not really a modular set thing, but you can just pull these right off the front and get a nice view at the inside of the building. But what does also make it a modular set is each floor just kind of pops off. And you can just take a look inside each floor. Makes it easier for moving it around, or, you know, picking it up from where you built it, moving it into your city, or moving it onto a shelf. Or if you need to move, putting it in the car and stuff, moving this whole thing would be an absolute nightmare. All right, moving into the top floor here, taking the front of the building off, you can see on the left here, you have J. Jonah Jameson's office. You have a pile of newspapers on his desk. You have some rewards and cool looking things on the cabinet in the back. And on his computer, there is an email being sent to Peter saying you're fired, which is funny. And over here, I'm guessing this is supposed to be like his secretary's desk. And you can kind of see there on her computer, there are 99 missed calls from an E. Brock. Obviously, that's Eddie Brock, Venom. And what you'll see on this part of each floor is there is an elevator with two very nice up and down light indicators, as well as two buttons and the two really nice pieces for elevator doors. Obviously, this is not a functional elevator or even one that you can put minifigs inside of, as that is the wall but the fact that that is there does actually give some, it makes it look like this building, like from this perspective, is deeper than it is. It's kind of a cool illusion, but it is just for show, but I think it looks fantastic. And the last detail for this section is there is the TV hanging on the wall, showing the same news broadcast that is on the front of the building. Moving on to the third floor, you can just pop this right off, move that damaged window pane out of the way, and you'll see a very recognizable room on the left there. That's all I'm going to say about that. And on the right, you have a kind of abandoned looking room. You have the spider web up top, a spider on the wall, Peter's camera, a pizza box, which I'm guessing is a reference to the Tobey Maguire movies, a stack of newspapers in the corner, some cardboard boxes, and a printer. And the printer is actually a pretty cool little build. You can open it up, and it's actually like it's a scanner, I don't know why I'm blanking on it right now. Yeah, it's a printer and scanner, which is very cool. It's a nice little build. And of course, in the back there, you do have the door heading out to that balcony, that second level, or that third floor balcony ledge, as well as another elevator door. Also, I don't feel the need to show you, but each floor does come apart and come off like that top floor. Like, you can just kind of, pull these apart and move each floor independently. Each floor does do that. I'm not going to bother showing you each time because it's exactly what you would expect. But on this floor, the second floor, you can pop that window off and take a look on the inside, much like the other ones. And on this one, you do have a nice cluster of desks with computers and a bucket there. I'm guessing they may have a drip in the ceiling. Not sure what would have caused that. Kind of weird. A bunch of TVs around, some newspapers on the wall, nice cabinets, keyboards. You have a nice little break area with a box of donuts, coffee mug. In the back, you have a nice water cooler. And of course, you do have another elevator build there. All right, the front of the first floor does not actually come off. That is built in. So I took off the top 3 floors. You can see in there is a big television screen with another nice Easter egg for Morbius. You have vampire spotted on subway, panic is garlic, supplies hit all-time low. Great, fantastic Easter eggs in this set. All of the newspapers are Easter eggs, like that one right down there is a Spider-Man threat or menace. You have Lego Man walks on the moon. I'm guessing that might be an Easter egg for, Venom's origin and J. Jonah Jameson's son, if you know anything about that. You have a pretty cool vending machine over in the corner here, and it's full of drinks, of course. Got some nice newspapers, a desk with a, I'm gonna try to pick this up to kind of get you a better view in there. A waiting room, with a few chairs there. Moving this around, you get the receptionist desk. Pretty cool looking. You got some awards back there, some trophies, and a nice little locked way to get behind the desk. And of course, the elevator is back there. And then, like I was saying earlier, you can pop this part out if you want to, without having to take everything off the top and see through the top. You can get a nice view on the inside of the floor there. All right, that's gonna do it for my review on what has to be in my top 3 sets. I cannot imagine this thing being any lower than top 3. If I had to guess, it's probably my second favorite set behind the Slave 1 UCS set. I am blown away by this set. For $300, you're getting the most impressive Lego modular building to date. I am confident in saying that. I think it blows every other modular out of the water. I think it looks amazing. The size is just, it's unbelievable. It's huge, but it's not overwhelming. It still fits in with your city. It will match the other modulars. It won't completely overshadow them. It just feels like a skyscraper in the scale of a Lego city using modulars. On top of all of that, you get a crowd of minifigures with all 25 of these guys. You have some extra builds for some of them with Sandman and Doc Ock and the tendrils on the symbiotes. All of them come with nice accessories. You have the taxi cab, the Spider-Mobile, newsstand, everything like Green Goblin's glider busting out the front. It is a genuinely unbelievable set. It is a great build experience, and I don't know that there are any sets I can recommend as immediately and strongly as this one. This is an unbelievable set, start to finish, and I'm very excited to get it incorporated in my city. That is my next video, so stay tuned for that. That will be coming out tomorrow. And yeah, check that out. I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Later.